Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Mandy and today we're going to do a spring 2022 flip through of my happy planner. It's been a while since I've done an actual flip through and just kind of talked about what's working, what's not working. And I'm going to do that today. Hopefully not making this video super long, but I will try to explain some things. And if you guys have any questions, just let me know in the comments below. If you have any interest in anything that's in here, you can check out my Etsy shop. That's down below as well. I have some planners as a clickable in the description, but I definitely have the Etsy shop in there as well. And if you're curious if something is in the shop and you want to just ask me down below, that's fine too. Or you can go to my Instagram at Mandy_Chavez chapters and you can ask me there as well. I tend to get back within a day or so, but it's probably quicker if you just kind of use the link. But I wanted to say that now because I didn't want to point everything out that is available or that I have or don't have. Lots that are in here are available, but then there's a lot that's not, and there's reasons for that because I can't keep up with it all. But I do want to show you guys my planner for spring 2022. I used to do these on a monthly basis. And then I just felt like it was getting redundant, and my planners changed a lot over the season. So I figured maybe I'll try to do some every season. So here's our spring 2022 flip through. This is a happy planner, 8.5 by 11 or big. And this cover, front and back cover, this is from a notebook I got from Joann's. And I suggest getting notebooks if you're a Frankenplanner because you can switch out things a lot easier and less expensive. But it says create a life you love, and that's very neutral to me. I thought this was one of the best options for me that's out there right now. There are some beautiful big sized planners out there right now, and I'm tempted to get them just so I can use the covers. With the way I like to make things, you'd think that I would figure out how to make planner covers, and I really hope to in the future. But for right now, I love the happy planner stuff. So, and then these are some rose gold discs. I do plan on changing these out to go better with the gold here because I think I have some gold discs. But I really liked the neutralness that this brings. Here we're at the end of May. By the time this goes out, it might be in June. But here I have, I just really liked opening up my planner to the look of this, I guess, where I can have a classic size and then an important type of easy access paper or planner insert here. So I thought this was fun. This is one from, you know what? I'm not going to be able to tell you where everything is from. I'm sorry, but if you have a question, let me know and I can do the research when I'm not filming. So I just love the color combo here, and I've been using this monthly here as kind of like my homekeeping system. I like to use the FlyLady where I use her zones and habit of the month. I kind of added where I want to put what day I might, it's a very tentative type of thing here, but what day I might want to do specific laundry items. I put planning, theme days here, as well as a declutter kind of system. And then I also put some things that I want to make sure I do throughout the month. So I really loved having this. I really love decorating it. Did I do everything this month? No. But it was definitely nice to have a guide. It was very encouraging to have this to go to, and every now and then, like right now, I would remember to update the dates and just kind of go through it and check it out, and I just loved it. And I loved it as something that if I didn't want to do another one, I could pretty much reuse this as just a basic guide for my homekeeping system. Now I can tell you where it's from. It's from a recipe book. So I really liked this because on the back it just had this area here where I can list out some things to do in each zone, which I kind of stopped after kitchen because I started creating them in Canva as an insert, which you will not see here, but maybe in the future. And I thought that this was really nice because I didn't have to use the rest of the planner if I didn't want to. So I just have another reference sheet for my cleaning system, which I did end up kind of using to create this. Just some notes. I like to keep things that I'm notating, but not quite done with the note page, where it's easy to get to as well. So, and then here's my planner routines that you guys have been seeing me create with some videos. I finished out my morning, my afternoon, and weekly. So this is kind of something I like to do on a seasonal basis as well. And then we go into some of my lists. This is my monthly list. And then after that, I won't skip all the way, but I have my weekly lists kind of start here. So as you can see, I really like what's really working for me is I really like being able to kind of flip and then see like another section using the classic size in front of my 8.5 by 11 inserts. I really like that. It allows me to feel like my planner is different but has a flow, and I really like using a lot of the Happy Planner classic sized inserts or planners, and this allows me to do that, and they're just really cute, so I want to use them. So this little section here has been so nice. It is my, basically I write down our dinners, whatever we had, and I need to catch up, but whatever we have had each night. And I might, if it's something new, I might give it like a rating system, which I have the key over here. It's just a fun little monthly, and it allows me to look back and see what we were eating that month, gives me ideas, and I really can't wait to kind of look back and see what kind of foods as the season changes that we get into. So this is something I did a while back. I kind of stopped doing it, but it is not a big deal to add to my planner system, and it's fun to decorate. I don't have to decorate it or like update it on a weekly basis. So monthlies are probably one of my favorites to use for tracking any type of systems. And when I use monthlies, I can use my favorite part of the Happy Planner planners, which is their dashboard tabs. So using monthlies are good for me. And then I did end up putting, because I love dashboards so much, I ended up putting the rest of the month in here. As you can see, I did not use it that much. I did not find that I had a need for it probably because I like to use my own planner layouts, which you are going to see next, which is why I have this bookmark here. But what I did kind of like to use this for was meal planning, even though I already have other meal planning ways as well. But for the actual week, it allowed me on some days anyways to kind of brainstorm what I had to do. Let's see, here we go. What I had to do to like for the recipe I was needing to make or something. So there are ways I find myself that I find myself can use this. It's just sometimes there's too much going on in my brain and I can't get it all out onto paper in time. Let me know if you guys have that issue as well. So now we are into my first bookmark, which is the weeklies. I pretty much used a different weekly spread every week this month, and I'm excited to show you guys what I used. So this is my favorite list system here. I have, I had, as you saw earlier, a monthly, but this was for this week, and it's just allowed me to kind of like get some stuff off my mind into list format. So whenever I can check something off, that's obviously kind of fun. I was able to like organize my videos and stuff here, and I've actually even done all of these. So I'm not always able to keep up with the list that I made, but making the list helps me to be so much more productive. So I really like this, and this is the most current week that I have been able to keep track of. Today's a Saturday, so you know, we're right here. And I've just really enjoyed keeping it pretty simple. I don't like to have too much written on it, like a crazy amount, but then it has helped me to kind of recall what I've done. Some of these days I planned ahead. Some of these days I wrote down what I was doing as I was doing it. And a lot of times on the weekends I don't do a whole lot of tracking or anything, but I really liked this. I made sure that I didn't do too much, as you can see in my daily routines here. If past videos you might have heard me say I love this section, having a weekend section of to-dos, and this has been really helpful too, my goal. I like having that. So this is kind of funny, when I film you guys see me go over my planner. So yeah, there's still some things that I need to do here in my intentionals. I just really liked this one. It's very calming, and I think I can add hike here. Because I'm going, wait a second, I was active yesterday, but I don't have my activity box checked. And those are my waters. So every time I fill up this big old thing, I get to check that off. So this has been really nice, especially when I don't have time to decorate. I like the some of the inserts I've created. This is from Color Box that have a little bit of color for me. And yeah, so I just did this brain dump here, and it has been so helpful. I really need to get back on my portion fix system, and this is what I'm gonna try to eat next week. And I needed to do something like this. So I wrote down 3 ideas for lunches, 3 ideas for dinners. I knew Memorial Day wasn't going to be, you know, something I wanted to track. So I did Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I picked from the Beachbody, I guess it's the Portion Fix recipe book. And I picked 3 dinners, and I based my other meals off of that. So I wrote down the dinner that I wanted to have for that day. So mac and cheese with broccoli, well, and chicken. And then in the recipe, it has like how many veggies, fruits, proteins, and all of that. So I started it with that. And then I scheduled some of these other meals around it. So then I could see what I needed more of or what I had too many of. I really like this system. It takes some time, but if I can do this on a regular basis, I would think that this would be helpful for me and my health and wellness. So we'll see how that goes, but this page, I just love that. And what I plan on doing is putting my next weekly here, so that way I have this page like right there for me to look at. So that's something I have really enjoyed, is keeping my weeklies in here for past reference or quick reference, because a lot of times I plan things for the next week in my current weekly. This was the other weekly that I used before this, so last week. And again, I just have too much going on with the kids to be able to focus on a system here, but I really liked using this sort of list that was, you know, different than this. But this sort of list was really nice to have as well. It's basically just another little version of this, maybe a little smaller, I guess. But I really like this style as well. So when I have to pick what weeklies I want to use, honestly, I just love so many of them. This was something I had made about 6 months ago, a year ago or so, and I went back to it and I just loved it. I love decorating this one. I love all the routines down here. There's just space for anything in here, and it's so flexible. So this one was a fun one. And on the other side, I didn't end up using this. This again would have been more of like a meal planning system, but I think I used, I ended up using one of my meal plan systems here. So I would have normally done something like this over here, and I didn't necessarily need this page because I used this one. But and it was easy to see. Again, like I like having my meal plan pages near my weekly, so I can just flip a page or two. Okay, the week before that, I did a whole video on this one. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. This is actually in the Etsy shop now, except I shaded these areas because I found that it was just too much for my eyes to see all the you know, just all the lines and everything. So I ended up having, it's actually shaded, and you can get one without shading, but I really liked this for the FlyLady system. It's just what I found was I can't keep up with it all in the season of life that I'm in right now, but having this was so nice, and it was so fun to decorate and to just have the reference. But this was the first week of the month, so again, this is just something that I'm loving, is that I can go back to this section and reference it, and that's how I filled out this. Actually, it was the second week of the month. So, and then this was one of my favorite parts. I love when a to-do list has a long line for me, because look, I mean, I had to write some long things, and I don't usually want to go down to the next line. So that's something that I really loved about this as well. The week before this, or the first week of May, I ended up using a lot of dailies. I wanted to try to not use a whole weekly, and that was nice. I did feel a little unorganized and scattered at times, but before I realized I wanted to do this video, I actually took those pages out and got rid of them. So sorry I don't have that week to show you guys, but I thought it was fun to try something different every week of the month and to see what I was more productive with, what I felt more relaxed and like flowed, like my week flowed better with. And I can't really say which one was the best. I really liked having all of them. And to be honest, there's so many other pages that I reference that help me with my week as opposed to just the weekly. But I did really like this one because I didn't feel like I had to fill everything out. I felt like it was a nice guide, which I love. And I mean, I love this one too. I mean, every week was used a little bit differently for the different needs of my life, because every week has a few different things I take on or have to let go. So I don't know, I can't really choose. Okay, so we're probably going to pick this flip through up because now we are going into things that you guys have probably already seen multiple times. This is I call it home. No, I don't call it anything. Not yet. I'm going to be adding a tab here, I think. But this is basically where all of my like quick reference sheets are, like our calendar, which I need to, you know, update here. I got some like monthly things that I want to make sure that we take care of before the end of the month. So in my monthly routine, I'll make sure I go through these to see if I was able to do many of these things. I have my currently going on that I want to decorate before the end of the month, or, you know, at some point, because once this currently is done, I put it in my home section with my other currently, and I'm loving having all my currently right where I can go back and check them out. On the other side, I've loved keeping track of my workouts and anything like health and fitness related here. Let's see, this I'm going to start in June. Oh, non-scale victory tracking. I have really liked this. Just writing down some things, good things that are happening that have nothing to do with the scale, has been really helpful in my mindset, staying positive, all of that. So I've really liked this. I really liked this section, actually. I make sure that I visit this section. I try to at least once a day to catch up on tracking things on the monthly, my workout. So when I do a workout, I try to track that there. And then it kind of just makes me go into checking out the other pages here. When I printed this, I didn't know that I would want to be keeping this. I don't know why I printed it on the other side of a weekly, so I've kind of been forced to keep this weekly in there, but it's so cute anyways. And then if I ever want to make any of my own workouts, I used to love to do that. But since I've been following some programs in Beachbody, I haven't really done that. But I like to sit down and brain dump and get creative in that area as well. And then just some note pages. There's a daily, kind of a blue theme. It's kind of random stuff. This next section, it says May, but it's kind of like this lets me know that this is my YouTube and Etsy section. I've been really liking this. I do need to know if you guys, maybe if you guys have Etsy or YouTube or any type of platform that you work with like that, how do you use your monthly? Like, how do you find the monthly to be like usable for you? Or do you really just write down what you did? Do you write down what you plan on doing? I don't know. I just find that I'm just kind of checking things off, and this is the one monthly that I kind of want to make sure that I'm using to its potential. So let me know what you guys do. I was kind of starting to write down monthly videos here, so that way I knew on a month, like if it's a video I want to do on a monthly basis, that I kind of saw whether I did it or not, and then each month I would write, you know, those 3 or whatever down. I don't know. Tell me what you guys do. That's helpful, because I want to use it better and more to its potential. I don't use the inside pages of this, although I love this this setup. I just don't find the need to track something on it every single day. But I was using the inside of this one since it's connected to the monthly for some notes that have nothing to do with it, with Etsy or YouTube actually. I really liked the addition of this little table of contents page, I guess, for here. These are just pages that I make sure I keep in here, and if they can be in order, that's great. My notes pages, I've used this all month, so I probably need to make a note for myself to kind of start a new one for June. But this is something I've loved having. I just kind of write down ideas here. At first I was saying, you know, which ones needed to be finalized, and then as I was doing that, in my weekly instead, which you can see here, I was doing that in my weekly pages here. It kind of made this more of like, just like notes to myself. I liked writing down some goals. I hit 1,600 subscribers this month, which was awesome, and just future video ideas. So I refer to this page quite often, and it was fun to decorate. And then I ended up writing some notes on the back of it, but the whole double-sided can be used for a whole month for me. These are fun. These have been, when I create or like film a video, I have a checklist. The only thing I find myself is that I don't check it off again when I've been using my weekly for it. But the intention for these was to kind of keep track of videos and then keep them, so that way if I ever want to go back and look at what videos I had going on, I could do that. Maybe I want to update, like put out an updated video or something, and these give me some nice ideas. And I love, you know, the idea of keeping track. I've done this before. I don't use it for every single video though. And I really did like it, keeping it neutral like this as opposed to the colors. Let's see. I guess I got a couple of note pages. Since I'm filming planner routines right now, I have just some reference pages, note pages. What I've really been loving are these like ingredient pages. I love the neutralness of these. This came with one of the meal plan, or is it like ingredient happy planner books? So bad. Anyways, and I thought, you know what, I would love to keep track of my ingredients, but I pretty much, or I shouldn't say ingredients, my recipes, that's what I'm trying to say, recipe. But I pretty much print that myself, and I don't have time to rewrite ingredients down a lot. So I've been using these as note pages, and as you can see, they're very similar to my dailies. I love using these for note pages for videos. Let's see, that has been working really well. The other thing that I've really enjoyed is having this is like the same section for Etsy and YouTube, but I put a little bookmark here to separate the two, and I'm really enjoying that. If I ever want to do a video on like a type of planner I'm using, I try to put one in there. That's why my planner can get bulky. So I feel like I have a very different system if I were to not have YouTube and Etsy. I would have a different system here. YouTube and Etsy having different brain dump pages that I want to show you guys, stuff like that kind of stays in my planner or gets put in my planner, and it makes my planner a little bit more bulky than usual. But if I didn't have Etsy and YouTube, my planner would probably be less bulky is what I'm trying to say. So I have another one for Etsy here, and I kind of have the same system going. I have ideas for Etsy. I have, you know, some things that I want to get to. I just have to go with Etsy at a slower pace. So there's not a lot checked off here, which means I may not need to get rid of this for the month. I may just end up adding another one or writing on the other side. I made a similar system for Etsy because posting things to Etsy is another tedious, like 20-step type thing to do, which is why many things are not on Etsy yet. But I did make that, and I'm really glad I have that as a guide. And then I have some different reference sheets from some people who kind of give their advice on Etsy, on having an Etsy shop, I should say. So the next section we're going to go into is what I call home section, but it really just has lots of reference pages, lots of things that I don't want to take out of my planner because I like to refer back to them every now and then, or look back at them for ideas like meal planning, currently, stuff like that. So we have a currently page here, another currently page here, which shows me I need to write March in here because if the month isn't on there, that's kind of a big deal. Grocery and food inventory here. So I like to just look over this when I'm sitting down for our weekly groceries, just to make sure I don't forget anything. And some extra meal plan pages. Let's see. Oh, this was a fun page to do because, so if I can do this, it is so helpful to write down the things you need to do before your week to help you get ready for dinners and meals and stuff like that. So this was really fun. I wrote down different ideas for lunch and snacks. I wrote down our dinners and the things that I wanted to do on prep day. And then I just had this on my fridge for a while and checked things off as I did them and as we ate them. That was fun. And then you guys have probably seen these multiple times, my different reference pages for recipes. I want to say one day or one weekend I just sat down and went through a lot of Beachbody recipes that I knew that like I could cook for myself and maybe even the rest of the family. And every now and then I'll just kind of like write down ideas, and I can refer back to this when I am meal planning. Of course, we got some extra note pages, my seasonal rotation planner. Yeah, and I need to create my spring and summer one. I haven't really done that. The last time this has been really nice and helpful. I'm just slowly creating this and adding to it, so that's what that one is. Our year at a glance has been nice. We just did that one. And next is Memorial Day. So this is almost over. This is from my homeschool planner, and I just love having this. It's really nice. Extra. So this is where extra planners will come in. So if I don't have time to kind of adjust and print a new planner for the week, I can grab from these ones. So this is kind of like the one I just used, just different colors. Same thing here too, which is nice because that's so helpful. Dailies or note pages, but this, I like that this is on the other side of another style of a weekly. And a faith planner. So as you can see, just keeping some extras in case, so I can just kind of pull them. So nice. Oh, I have quite a bit of extras. this is what keeps my planner bulky as well. I don't want to let anything go. So these are dailies. These are fun. I've been trying these out for a long time to see if they work and if they would be good to add to my shop. You guys will have to let me know if that looks like a good, fun daily for you guys to have access to in my shop. And then the other side I love, because if you like to just kind of like keep track of everything in one day, like if you want to write notes for prayers and scripture and stuff like that, this is a really good one to do for daily. So yeah, I have a hard time letting anything go because I feel like I'm going to use it, which I most likely am. Okay guys, now we're going to go into homeschool. This I have been working a lot on, so if it just looks like a lot or confusing, like sorry, but I have been creating another style of homeschool planner that I want to use this upcoming year. So I'm kind of like trying it out before I actually need to use it, and it's been fun, but it's definitely been a lot of work. So I like to just keep some brain dumps and notes in here of curriculum. I've been doing so much curriculum research and all of that. So just reference sheets, you know, routines maybe, different ways I want to keep track of things for the new planner I'm trying to create, which looks very similar to this. So curriculum overview, homeschool budgeting. I mean, my notes pages, like I like to call these vision pages for that category of my life. Brain dumping. I got a lot going on in here, you guys, like a lot going on in my brain for homeschool planning next year. But so yeah, this has been fun to try out. Lots of note taking as I research curriculum, all the type of things I want to like be able to do throughout the next year, and especially adding my preschooler to the mix. And yeah, seeing what I like the colors to be, how I want the weekly to be set up, monthlies, and so on. So you're getting to see, I don't know how to describe that. You're getting to see what it might be like. So yeah, a little flip through of some blank pages here. I'm actually currently printing some others out. For example, like I don't think I want to use circles. I think I want to use boxes and so forth. So as you guys, many of you guys know, I try things out for a while before I put them out there. But another homeschool vision page, just things I cannot let go. And then we end up going into my future calendars, which June will be the last one in this section. No, July. I'm sorry, July. And then we're in January. So I'm going to need to start printing up some more calendars, because I still want my August, you know, I'm gonna print basically, I print them based on like the months of the school year. So and as you can see, in March is when I really got to start keeping track, because we were without my planner for 2 months after we moved. Okay, just some curriculum, reference sheets. My faith section, it's pretty small. I just refer back to some Bible plans here. I have a few extra note pages and some extra faith planner weeklies. So that is what that is. I've been finding that I don't necessarily take notes on a daily basis, so it's been kind of nice to just, when I do take notes, I'll put the date down and refer to my prayers and my gratitude list. I really like that. Let's see, there's the Bible plans. And last but not least, we have my budget section. I like to keep some previous months in there, but this is May's. And as you can see, I made it like a typewriter, floral, and lemon theme. It's been really, really fun to have my own budget planner for a while now. So you guys will have to let me know if you're interested in the, like, I have one out there on my Etsy shop, but if you're interested in the graphics, let me know. And then I just have some stickies. So you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this, let's see, spring 2022 flip through. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite is. And if you have any questions, as I mentioned, let me know in the comments below as well. I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day. Bye.